So the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct recently came out, and everyone's been getting excited about the cool games and features they've shown off, but ever since the Direct ended, we've been getting more and more details that are getting kinda interesting. It's weird cause the Direct itself didn't even talk about any pricing at all. All of these details have been revealed after the fact, but when you see what the prices of these things actually are, I guess it kinda makes sense. So let's just say you're someone who really wants a Switch 2 and you haven't even had a Switch 1 before. How much is it gonna cost for you to get the ultimate gaming experience on day one? Well, luckily we've gotten all the details we could ever want after the Direct, such as the fact that the console itself is going to cost $450. If you want to play the Switch 2, you're gonna need the console itself, which means you'll be spending at a minimum $450. But of course, you're gonna need a good game to play at launch, right? And the only good game that's coming out on launch is Mario Kart World. Sorry, Deltarune. Now there's actually a few options for you here. You could get the Nintendo Switch 2 plus Mario Kart World bundle, which does come with the game itself at an extra $50. Or if you just for some reason want the game itself physically, you have to spend $80. Now for the sake of the price itself, I'm gonna say that you're a little smart and you're gonna get the bundle and save $30 instead of just getting the game itself. But of course, to get the true complete Nintendo Switch 2 experience, you're gonna need a few more things. Like there's gonna be GameCube games at launch too, and you're gonna want to play them. And you're gonna need some online and maybe a few other features too. So you're gonna want the NSO expansion pack, which costs $50 a year. And just like that, you have access to online, a bunch of classic Nintendo games, and a few free enhancements for the Legend of Zelda games that were on the Switch 1. But wait, I don't have any Zelda games, and actually, I really want a good-looking 4K action-adventure game to play during launch. So you look at the options available, and you're like, well, Breath of the Wild is a classic, but Tears of the Kingdom is the newer one, and it has a bunch of cool new features and stuff, so you decide to pick that one, which costs an extra $70 to your total. But hang on a second, do we even know how this thing works? No, you don't! You've never seen a Nintendo before. This is your first time ever playing video games. So you're gonna want the Nintendo Switch 2 welcome tour in order to actually figure out what the hell your thing is doing. And it is not a free add-on to your console itself, but it's actually a paid game, and it costs about $6 according to some sources. So let's just add on another $6 to your total. I mean, trust me, you're gonna want this one. It does have mini golf. At this point, you're still looking for new game experiences, and the reason you bought this thing in the first place is because you have a bunch of friends over and want to show them a cool new system with fun games to play. And sure, while Mario Kart World is a great time, it's not exactly a party game, you know? Well, luckily you've got Super Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, a big party game that recently has DLC that shows off all the cool new Switch 2 features. And in order to get this full experience, you're gonna want to shell out $80 more. But wait, you're not actually getting the full experience here. There's a few modes that utilize the Nintendo Switch 2 camera. Yeah, that's right, you're gonna want this thing. And in order to get it, you're gonna need to shell out an extra $50. But wait, there's actually this funny looking Piranha Plant camera out too, and you're gonna want to get that instead because you're just so quirky. Now I actually don't know what the thing itself costs right now, so I'm just gonna assume it's about like $10 more. So just add $10 to your total, whatever. Hang on a second, you just realized you don't even have enough controllers to give to all your friends. So of course you're gonna need to get another pair of Joy-Cons. And Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch 2 cost $90. So there you go, now you and all your friends can enjoy this fun and quirky party all with no problems whatsoever. But you still mostly bought this thing to play for yourself, and you really don't want to play with those tiny little Joy-Cons, so you're gonna want a nice pro-feeling controller just for yourself. Of course Nintendo's got you covered here with the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller. See, you know it's a controller because it has a C on it. Don't worry though, folks, this is less expensive than the Joy-Cons. You only have to spend about $80 here. It's kind of a bargain, really. Man, oh man, you're really building up a budget here. I mean, at $930, you're spending a pretty penny here, but there's just still so much you want to do with this console. You don't want to feel left out in any way, and luckily for you, there's still plenty of things you can spend your money on. For example, this cool Joy-Con 2 charging grip, because you're not going to want those extra 2 Joy-Cons you got to not be able to get charged at any time, so you're going to need to spend an extra $35 to get this. But wait, you're going to want the Joy-Cons themselves to feel comfortable to hold when you're playing with 4 people locally, so you're gonna need the Joy-Con 2 straps for those 2 extra Joy-Cons you got, which comes at a rough estimate of $13. But wait, you just saw these Joy-Con 2 wheels, and everyone in the party wants to get their hands on these because they want to play Mario Kart with motion controls for some reason, so you're gonna need 2 sets of these, which comes at about $20 each. You're also gonna want to take this thing out with you on the go whenever you're taking a trip, so you're gonna need the Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case and screen protector, which comes at a very reasonable $35. You should be thankful that I didn't make you buy the Nintendo Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case at a steep $80. I'm trying to go for more of a bargain here. Man, that new Donkey Kong game looks pretty good, doesn't it? You're gonna want to pre-order it so that you're able to play it a month later right on day 1, which is gonna cost you an extra $70. But wait, you're really thinking about becoming a dedicated gamer now, and the 256 gigabytes they give you at launch just isn't enough, so you're gonna want one of these micro SD express cards for about 256 more gigabytes, which is gonna cost you an extra $60. And with that, I think we've covered what is going to be your basic bargain bin necessities for the new Nintendo Switch 2 as someone who's never played video games before. I hope you enjoy! At a measly $1,189, you're really getting a deal here with how much content you've got. I mean, you have at least 4 games you can play. Isn't that cool? I hope Nintendo never changes these prices. I'm gonna be able to afford this and dinner for the next 2 days. Isn't that just awesome? I hope you've enjoyed my comprehensive breakdown on the essentials that you'll need for your Nintendo Switch 2 experience. I'm not asking for a lot here, not like $1,000 or anything, but just a simple like on the video will show that you appreciated everything that I had to give you. So long, gamers. Hopefully we survived the launch of this thing.